Alright, we're going to do a driving video because this is one of the nastiest roads. Not the worst road I've ever driven on, but one of the worst. So we're gonna do a driving video to show you what it's like to get into some of these nasty places. Now they're in the process of making a really nice highway out to Parsons, West Virginia, but they haven't finished that construction, so it's about 15 miles of really nasty road. It is just really windy road and just really tight turns and stuff. So we're gonna roll. It's like a bunch of 20 mile per hour, 30 mile per hour turns. The speed limit's 55 on it, but it's a bunch of really tight turns. Hopefully there's nobody coming to the right. I don't have to slam on my brakes, we're good. And hopefully I don't have anybody that's going to be stuck behind me because I'm going to be driving slow for the next like 15 miles. So we're pretty much max weight, 79,020. Scaled in at on our gross. I'm not going to bother to try to find a CAT scale. The nearest CAT scale is probably going to be at my delivery location. So I scaled it at their scale here, which is it's one of those that only weighs like the whole weight of the truck. So have to like pull up on it, write the weight on one axle down, then write the weight on your next axle, and then write the gross. You have to add, subtract, and multiply and divide, and, do stuff like that. And these locals are going to get pissed off at me because these locals fly up and down this thing at like 60, 70 miles an hour, and I'm going like 30 because yeah, there are places where you can get up to like 50, but then you're going to hit a turn that's like a 20 mile per hour turn, and this truck does not accelerate or decelerate well, so I'm not going to bother getting up to 50 because I'm only going to be able to do it for very short distances. Plus I'm pretty close to max weight. This is some really this isn't even the bad part of the road. We actually have a shoulder here, a little tiny one. Luckily, this is only like 13 miles. They 13, 15 miles, somewhere in that area. They're still working on the highway through here. So within a couple of years, there should be a really nice highway that comes out here. You shouldn't have to worry about this crap. There's not too terribly far up here. They had it down to one lane, and they had flaggers out there stopping traffic. So around one of these corners, there's going to be a flagger, and there's one at each end letting a line of vehicles go through. But it's only like 13 miles, 13, 15 miles, and then so you just gotta take it nice and easy. Here we go. We're at the point where there's no shoulder. Steep drop-offs on both sides. And this isn't even, there's one really nasty section that's just back and forth, back and forth. One of the reasons that you should not get going very fast, even if you think you can take one of these corners at a higher speed, is visibility. It doesn't really matter how fast you think you can go around that corner. You can't see shit around that corner. So you shouldn't be going really fast, because if there's like a truck that's taking the corner way too wide and it's in your lane and you're going too fast, then you guys are going to have a head-on collision. I hate driving on highways that are bi-directional like this, especially windy, low visibility shit, where there's cars. Like the cars behind me are probably freaking out wanting to get around me because they want to go like 70 miles an hour. So you have people that are just antsy waiting to pop out and pass somebody, and they'll pass on this shit. So you may come around any one of these turns and there'll be a car coming right at you. Alright, here it is. Road work ahead. We're coming up on the flaggers. So we're going to have to stop and wait for them to wave us through. And I drove through at 25 miles per hour, and they were like telling me to slow down. Are you serious? So I don't know if it's one guy that was just a little, here's the sign, 1 lane road ahead, was a little overly anxious or something. It's right down at the bottom of this damn hill. They got the stop sign up. They were telling me to slow the hell down last time. I think I made it up to 25, so we're going like 15, 18 now. This is the guy that was telling me to slow the hell down. So I guess I'm going slow enough for him this time. Not even the bad part of the road yet. This is like the really nice section of the road. This looks like it was like redone recently. We're about to go through some windy shit here in a few minutes. I hope they get that fucking highway done pretty soon. I'm gonna have to drive this road 2 more times. I've got to come back, pick up a load, and then bring it out. For stop traffic. There's trucks turning in and out right here. Like this is the kind of windy shit I'm talking about. This isn't, I think we're getting close to the bad section of the road. This isn't like really bad, but these things are so windy and so tight, it's like making right and left hand turns. It's really hard to stay in your lane because these turns in here are so tight. If I don't have any oncoming traffic, then I won't like ride the fog line. I'll just let it swing a little bit into the other lane. But if I have oncoming traffic, then I've got a tire hanging off the road. Man, the old school truck drivers might have driven on roads like this all the time. No power steering. I don't even know if they had engine brakes. But I think they hauled much lighter loads and much shorter trailers. I think in general it was much smaller trucks back before engine brakes, power steering, and all the rest of that stuff. These vehicles have gotten enormous, and a lot of our infrastructure is a little dated and not designed for trucks this big. I've got a stream of about 6 cars behind me. I feel bad. I wish there were some turnouts or something, but it's only like 15 miles or something. Oh, buddy, is he going to pull out in front of me? No, he's not. That scared me for a minute. I think he saw how slow I was going. He's like, I don't want to be behind that guy. And he thought about jumping out in front of me, but then there was that pickup truck that saved me that was coming from the other direction. So 8 miles at like 30 miles per hour. It's going to take like about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes to drive this. And this is the nice section of road we're on right now. This has a shoulder and stuff. I think that this section is newer. We'll get to the part that's really bad. And when we get out to the highway, I'll probably start talking about my day. It's not the worst I've driven on. The worst I've driven on was in, I think it was Kentucky. I took my own route instead of following the fuel route. Well, I thought I was following the fuel route, but it's text-based turn by turn. It's really hard to tell what that thing is. And I took a legal truck route, but it was one of these old roads. And it was really narrow, like this one's about to be. No shoulder, like this one's about to be. And really, really, really tight turns. Lots of really tight turns. You would have to like make left and right hand turns at 4-way intersections to stay on the highway. And there were a couple of those that even taking up every inch I could on all the lanes, I had tires hanging off the edge. It was really bad. That's the worst road I've ever driven on. Oh, and I went over a bridge that had a max weight that was lower than what it was, like 50,000 pounds max weight on the bridge. Luckily, I was empty. I was either empty or I had less weight in my trailer than what the bridge allowed for. So I was legal to go across the bridge, and it was, oh my God, it was an old, like old steel bridge. I half expected there to only be like railroad ties for your tires to drive on. It was one of those really old bridges like that. This is the really twisty stuff I was talking about. Speed limit is 55 through here. We've been going like 30, we've been bouncing between 20 and 40 miles an hour. 40 is the fastest we've gotten up to. I couldn't imagine going through here at 55 in a truck. Even empty. On the way in, empty. I don't think I got up over 45 or 50. Doing what we can. .30-mile-per-hour turn. I'm doing 45. It's just the thought of going through here at the same time as another truck. Like, imagine making that turn, and then just as you start into the turn, you see a CR England coming right at you. Some rookie driver, been driving for a week, and is terrified of taking that turn, and they take it wide into your lane by about a foot, and you rub the back of your trailer across the nose of his truck. That is highly possible. Alright, speed limit's 45 through this town, so now I'm good. Now I'm like going the speed limit. Got about 5. This sign should say how many more miles. It's basically the entire length of the thing is construction. So is that 6 miles? Next 4 miles. Holy crap! We've only got 4 more miles of this. This is a big open stretch. Gotta turn on my defrost. My phone is getting hot. So this is a place where people can pass. There was somebody on the way in that passed me in a blind turn, so these locals will get after it. I've got a construction vehicle behind me, so I don't know if he's going to pass. There he goes. There's cars whipping around people right now. Back up. I hit my brakes a little bit to make sure he can make it around me. But I don't want to slow down a lot. There's a lot of cars that are not willing to pass me. I don't want to hold them up any more than I already am. Watch for stop traffic. Be prepared to stop. There's the construction vehicles are turning down a dirt road right here, so that's it. The road to the left. The construction vehicles are coming in and out of that road. That's the reason they have those signs up. They're working on that highway. All these signs are because they're working on like a large section of the highway. They're not just like working at the very end of the highway. They're doing blasting and all kinds of stuff and building bridges further down than the highway is right now. So they're working on huge sections of the highway all at the same time. So they might have this highway done in a year or so. It may not take them like 5 or 10 years. It may not take them very long at all, because they have a lot of people working on it. Alright, we're going 50 and we need to get down to 30 for this damn turn. So we're doing all the braking. There we go. Now we're through that turn. 30 mile per hour turn coming up again. And it said we only got 2 miles left. We're making better time because I'm not averaging 30 miles an hour. I'm getting up to like 50 sometimes. So it's not taking us like 15 plus minutes. But these local yokels here drive this shit all the time. And they're very confident because they haven't been in an accident. They've been driving down this road for probably 10 years or more. And they've never gotten into an accident by flying around these turns at 60 miles an hour. And that's the thing, is that 9 times out of 10, if you do something stupid, you're not going to be punished for it. But if you keep doing stupid stuff, eventually your luck will run out. I think we're getting fairly close to the end of this, and once we get to the end of it, there's some stoplights, not lights, but stop signs we have to go through, make a couple of turns to get onto the nice new highway that they made. I've been really lucky that the truck traffic has not been too bad. Driving past cars on this is a lot less stressful than driving past other large vehicles. So we should be ending near the end of this any moment, because basically the construction with the length of this road and those signs of watch out for construction over the next so many miles, that started pretty much the same time that I got on the road, or really close to it. Alright, yeah, it told me in a quarter mile I need to make a left, so we're at the end of this. We're going to start getting onto the good highway here in a second. That's the nice new highway right up above us. That's the end of it. They've got that bridge completed, and that's about it. It stops shortly after that. But they've already got a couple of bridges down the way that I saw almost completed, or at least they're working on them. They got supports built. Highway. I mean, it's brand new. All these vehicles behind me are pissed off. I'm sure of it. I have a big line of vehicles behind me. if that place was accurate. Because I have to go, how many states am I going to go through in this brief period of time? I think I'm not going through Pennsylvania this time. On the way down here, I went through Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. I'm in West Virginia right now. We're setting the cruise at 65. On the way back, I think I'm only going through West Virginia and Ohio. This is so much better than that crap we were just driving on. Now, I may have made it look easy because, you know, I was going a speed that was appropriate for the weight that I'm hauling and the size of my vehicle. If I was trying to drive 55 miles an hour through there, it'd be like riding a roller coaster. It's quite scary for a passenger in this vehicle. It would be scary for me if I drove 55 through that. I think the fastest I got up to is like maybe 48 on one of those straightaways. But I'll tell you what, you know, people may be a little irritated at you. Oh man, that looks like it'd be some amazing parking. But they got it gated off. Sons of bitches. By the way, I asked Kingsford, and they said that I could park there overnight. So once I deliver this load, I'm going to come back over here and park for the night to get my next load. So I have all my hours, once I get the load, to go to Birmingham. And I should be able to do it in a single drive shift, I think. I can't remember exactly how many miles it is. Does my next load pick up tomorrow or the day after tomorrow? I'm going to have to double check on that. I can't remember. That'd be really nice if it picks up tomorrow. I'd go ahead and get started on the run. If I have to set a day, no biggie. These two loads pay well enough that I think even with all the extra downtime, I'm still making like $800 a day, which is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. So I cannot remember the last video I uploaded, so I'll rehash my last couple of days. Oh, buddy. He's over on the off-ramp. Doing some mowing. Very nice, really. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to move over just because there's no one. There's one car behind me in the right lane about a half a mile back. These people should have done a better job of merging on. I'm going 60 miles per hour in a 65, and I'm passing these people. Going up the hill, so I'm slowing down. They should not be going this fucking slow. But this Kia Soul is jamming up the right-hand lane. These are just local yokels that have been driving on those dumb shit is wanting to pass me on the right while those people were walking down the fog line. This dumbass, this pickup truck, like, I stayed out there for those people on the fog line. This moron topped over in the right-hand lane. Man, it's just like wide open road out here, and these people are driving so stupid. What if that was you walking down that fog line? You want a truck going 60 miles an hour 3 inches away from you? This dumb shit in that Ford F-150 drove right by that guy on the fog line, almost hit him with his fucking mirror. It was like just a couple inches away from the guy. Soul or whatever it was caused that big traffic clump right there by merging on at like 50 miles an hour and not speeding up. All those cars that were merging on, plus that car that was a half mile behind me, all caught up and got stuck between behind me and the Kia Soul. But that Kia Soul is still going 50 miles an hour back behind me. I got down to 45 and he still hasn't caught up with me. Alright, 6% grade next 1 mile. That's nothing. Nothing. Oh, shit. Now, what is something is a fucking red light at the bottom of it. So we've got all the engine brakes engaged, and we're going to be braking hard. Light just turned yellow, so it's going to be red. We're going to have to come to a complete fucking stop at the bottom of the 6% grade. Max weight. Let's let the brakes cool for a second. Let's get back on hard. And let's keep telling this thing to downshift. You see those fucking brake marks down there? Look at these dumbasses. Just flying up on that light at like 60 miles an hour. Alright, light just turned green. Now we're going for it. Don't pull over in front of me and go slow. What I hate about like highways with lights and shit is these trucks accelerate and decelerate really slow. So slow moving four-wheelers will pass you at stoplights and stuff, and they'll get in front of you and you'll get jammed in behind them, have to do stuff like slam on your brakes going up a hill. Luckily this guy is going faster than me. He wasn't, but he sped up. He's probably going to slow back down. But I've got my cruise set right at 65. I try to go slower than the flow of traffic when I'm heavy, because I don't want to be passing people. Because every time we get to a hill or something, I'm going to be going real fucking slow. So I don't want to be passing people when I'm heavy. Good job of loading the trailer. They had charcoal loaded all the way to the rear. Well, not all the way to the rear, but it was loaded pretty far back. And based on how far back it was loaded, I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to leave my tandems pretty far back for this. But no, I had to basically put my tandems almost pretty much California legal. I am California legal right now because where I initially put them was at the red dot that Miguel told me about. heavy on the rear axles on the trailer tandems. I was on like 35. No, not 35. 34.7, and I was at 32. Low 32 on my drives, and I moved it 3 notches. I thought about moving it more than 3. No, I moved it 2 or 3 notches. Yeah, I moved it 3 notches. I thought about moving it more. I was like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure how much weight it's displacing. The lights are flashing, indicating that the light's about to turn. And there it did. Just hit yellow. Burning the hell out of my fucking brakes. I don't like braking like this. I just see money disappearing. How quickly my brakes are gonna need to be replaced. Turn the engine brake back to auto. I hope I don't get rear-ended. I can smell brakes. I wonder if they're mine. It might be. Like, it only takes like a second or two of fairly hard braking to cause these brakes to like smoke and stuff and get really hot. Well, I didn't get rear-ended. That's a good thing. Talking about my day in a minute. The traffic is just, it's been an interesting drive. So, yeah, I cannot remember the last video I uploaded. So, I had a bunch of drama with my loads. The only, like, I knew that the Pennsylvania market was a bad market. All this northeast area is a really bad market. The thing is that there are a lot more loads going into the northeast than there are coming out of the northeast, which which creates a supply-demand issue. Loads coming in pay really well, for the most part. There are some really shitty paying loads on USA Trucks Load Board. There's some dumbass brokers putting shit up for $1 a mile coming into this area. But it's really hard to find good paying loads coming out of this area. Most of them on USA Trucks Load Board are like $1 a mile crap. There are occasionally good loads. The only reason that I came up into this area, up into Pennsylvania, was because there was a good load coming out. It was a really good load. So it was a good paying load, number one, and it took me to a good market. It was going from somewhere near York, where I was delivering my last load, down to Atlanta, which is a good market. And it was paying $4.50 a mile. Just 620 miles, 627 miles. And it was paying $2,700. Cars that were up in front of me were going really slow. This group of cars is going really fast. But I shouldn't have to deal with either of them again. Unless there's a damn stoplight up here. I need stoplights. 7% grade per mile and a half. Well, as long as there isn't a fucking stoplight at the bottom of it, like the last one. That was about stupid. Let her loose. Let's accelerate. Man, I really hope my next load is accurate on the weight. I'm going to throw a temper tantrum if they lied about the damn weight. And it took them like 15 minutes to load me. They were so quick. I was like, did you guys really just, like, was it 45,000 pounds? It was like 52 pallets. I was like, damn, that was so fast. I'm gonna, when I stop for the night, I'm gonna have to put a review in for them. A bunch of, everyone I dealt with was really nice, really quick in and out. Put on there that they have a scale on site. It's not an actual scale. I mean, everybody, I shouldn't have to put in my review that, you know, you can still scale your axles on a scale that only does total gross. That's the kind of stuff that I like in the reviews. Also, they told me that I could off the property because there's nothing near there. There's nowhere near there to park. So that'd be pretty crazy if they didn't allow people to park there. Because it's not like they have to worry that, you know, there are people just coming out there to park that aren't actually picking up or delivering loads there, because that's like the only fucking place out there. Nobody's gonna drive 50, 60 miles down some sketchy roads just to park over at the Kingsford plant. And that flatbed must be really heavy if I've been catching up with them. Route is really nice highway all the way till the interstate. I think it's 79. I'm gonna go north on 79 for like 10 to 20 miles, and then I'm gonna continue going east on another highway, Highway 50. How many miles is this? 6%. Next half a mile. Those are the only two stoplights that I remember on this highway. I think the rest of the highway we're good to go. But in ninth gear, 55 miles per hour, highest level engine brake is pretty much holding me at 55. I'm not having to touch the brakes down to 6%. Down long grades, like a 7 mile, 6%. I like to be at about 40 miles per hour, and I shouldn't have to touch the brakes. So 40 with the engine braking high. I actually will have to. Eighth gear can hold me down at 8% grade forever, never touching the engine brakes. Get back to talking about the loads. Yeah, I couldn't. Everything got screwed up. I had a load cancel. I had a load that I requested that they told me somebody had already picked up. And then there was another load that I asked them something about it, like if I could deliver it earlier, pick it up earlier or something. They were like, I don't know. I'm like, well, fucking find out. I hate dealing with after hours and weekend. Because they'll just respond with shit like that. Like, they'll either make something up or they'll say they don't know. And, you know, that's kind of the reason I'm asking you. Is I don't have the ability to find this information out. If I'm asking you for that information, it's because I need it. It's affecting my bottom line. I need to know, can I deliver this early? Can I pick the next load up early? Can I do all these things? Otherwise, I'm going to have to set for an extra day. So I got to pop my ears. Let's kick off the engine brakes, let it coast. Now we're about to go uphill. So I ended up finally finding a load. And it was just a local little load. I couldn't find anything to get me the hell out of the east. So I found this load coming out of this Kingsford plant. It's only 184 miles and pays $1,500. It was either that or take like $1,000 load going 800-900 miles. So this made the most sense to me. And I found another load to finally get me out of this area and get me to a pretty decent market. The next load I'm grabbing up supposedly is only like 7,000 pounds, going down to Birmingham, McCalla, Alabama, and I have a load coming out of there already going to Dayton, Texas, which is Houston. This flatbed's hitting his brakes. He's slowing down a lot. Maybe there's something going on with the construction around this turn. Maybe he's just slowing down for these guys. They're just putting tar down on the strip down the center. Most everybody is just Sunday strolling it, but occasionally you get one of these people going like 80. The guy in that Chrysler hauling some butt. I'm loaded up on all of my loads that I can get. I have my loads planned out, my next 3 loads. I've got loads taking me through the weekend. I do have a decent amount of sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing. I don't really want to pass this flatbed, but I'm only going 55 and 65 right now, and I'm still catching up with it. So we'll just speed back up to 65. Get around him real quick. And roll hard. Don't do it, pickup truck. Don't do it. You wait 3 damn seconds. So yeah, I can't remember how much all these loads pay. So let me try to remember. Now this load that's 180, making a right-hand turn up here. Looks like there's an exit lane. 184 miles. This one pays $1,455, roughly $1,500 for a 184 mile load. The next one. But there's huge deadheads on this, enormous deadheads. And I'm not going to get into the deadheads because that's just too much for me to math out in my head while I'm driving. The next load, after I deliver this one, I'm going to deadhead back 184 miles to Parsons, West Virginia, the same place I just left, the Kingsford plant. And grab my next load that's going to Birmingham, McCalla, Alabama, and I think it's about 700 miles, and it pays $2,500, 24 something. And then the next load going from Birmingham to Dayton is like 600 miles, and it pays something like flatbed. That is just stupid. So now we're gonna have two slow-ass trucks starting, blocking the whole fucking road, because this dumb shit thought that he could hit that light while it was going green. That is just rude in a truck to go out and block that left-hand lane at a stoplight, because we're all gonna start really damn slow, and he's just gonna be blocking that damn lane. Since he's empty, I'm hoping he accelerates a lot faster than me and he can move over in front of me and not block that lane for 30 fucking minutes. But that was just a total dick move for him to hop out in that left-hand lane like that. We'll let off my brakes. I don't like being on my brakes after I just hit my brakes really hard and they're hot. So we're gonna just roll at half a mile an hour. Let the brakes a little bit, getting a little bit of air on them. Alright, he should be able to move over in front of me now and not block that damn lane. Is he? Oh, he's gonna try to fucking pass that car. What the hell's he doing? Just creating a traffic jam out here. Four-wheeler. Alright, now we're good to go. The other two trucks behind me are loaded, and their trucks aren't as cool as mine. I accelerated way faster than them. That's how awesome the Volvo automatic transmission is. This thing is amazing. A fucking Prius. Go out in the left lane, Prius. Fucking idiot. Oh, it's a Honda Insight. Dumb shit. You're gonna pull, like, why would you pull out in front of somebody at 65 mile per hour speed limit highway? You just pull out in front of somebody like that. And they didn't even pull out in the left lane. This guy pulling onto the shoulder again. He was pulled onto the shoulder when we pulled up to that light. And the only reason I didn't move over to the left-hand lane was because we were coming to a stop for that light. Why does he keep pulling over on the shoulder like that? So let's talk about the loads again. Dayton, how much did that damn Houston load pay? Houston's a pretty crappy market, so I would have only taken it if it paid pretty well. Also, I can quite easily get loads to my house out of Houston. It's one of the easiest places to get loads to my house, but they pay really, 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 really bad. Really bad. 70, 80 cent a mile loads. There was a Topeka, Kansas load coming out of Houston. Now, the pickup time on it was at a time that there was no way that I could pick the load up. But hopefully it gets, that load gets put back on there next week at a time that I can pick it up. And I wouldn't mind deadheading from Topeka back down to my house, or if I get a load out of Spring Hill, Kansas from Topeka, at that Clorox DC there, that goes through my house, that has like an extra day on it or something, then I can swing in by my house and get the APU fixed. The only reason that I want to get home right now is to get the APU fixed. No other reason for me to get home at this time. I don't remember seeing catch me a little by surprise. I might have missed the sign. I'm planned out through somewhere around Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, because this Alabama load delivers Sunday morning, and then the Houston load picks up Monday morning, and I believe it delivers Tuesday afternoon. So I can only pick up 3 loads at a time, and there's not many loads to really pick from that far out at this time. So I'm going to be really happy when I can deliver this load, because that will allow me to, it'll free up a slot for me to pull another load. So like if a really good load pops up coming out of Houston, I can snag it up. But right now, if a really good load coming out of Houston popped up, I wouldn't be able to get it, because I can only have 3 at a time. If I remember correctly, Jen TV, I forgot what her channel name used to be. Now she does pregnancy videos. Not really interested in that kind of stuff. But she used to do trucking videos, really informative trucking videos, showing the load board, showing her settlements. That's where I got most of my information about USA Truck, and she's a big reason on why I am working here right now. And I remember her in her videos talking about how they put a limit on the number of loads you could have on you at a time. She didn't like that. She really liked being able to like schedule out her whole week, and now she was limited. She could only have, I think the 3 load limit that I'm working under right now. The 3 load limit isn't that bad if you're doing big runs, but if you're doing like 150 mile runs, 200, 300 mile runs, so this truck does have collision avoidance. That thing just braked on me. It thought that truck was in my path, which it was, and it hit the brakes. It's the first time it's ever done that. Maybe I should hit up USA Truck and tell them to give me another 1% on my percentage, because I have collision avoidance in this truck. But they'll probably require that it be their collision avoidance system that reports to them and tattles on me and stuff like that. They'll start trying to pitch me on installing that shit in my truck. And I am not putting that shit in my truck. Alright, we're about to hit the 79. The 79, I think it said it's a mile down the road here. And we're going to take that north for a little bit. I just saw the Super Trooper take a left. Lights flashing, so the signal's turning red right now, or it is already red. 27.2 million state funds for some highway work. I think it said Interstate 79. $27.2 million in state funds are being used on Interstate 79. All right, it just now turned red. Turn the engine brakes on high. Just kind of try to coast it down here. We have green on this one and then red. Now we're fucking red on this one. Son of a bitch. Well, it's a good thing that I'm not an aggressive driver. And I was slowing down a lot. I'm off the brakes for a second. Cool off. Now we'll brake again. I think I'll do the entire drive. Maybe. I don't know, man. It's a long video. I think my average view time on these videos is like 30 seconds. Make a 3-hour-long video. People only watch 30 seconds of it. Half a mile to the junction of I-79. Thing's gonna turn red by the time we make it through there. Oh shit. 1,000 feet, I want to arrive at my destination. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop the video there because I need to flip the GPS to the next spot. So thanks for watching, have a good one. Bye. I'll probably make another video later.